views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona, this is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio, back on HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to the program. God bless you today. Today's Bible study, Broken Families in America, today on Hardcore. Hey, would you call somebody and tell them the radio program's on? I'll kill some time for you and make some announcements. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're in Central Phoenix on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road, and in the heart of Maricopa County, Arizona. The website, HardcoreChristianity.com, has all of our ministry services. We have 2 services per week at 7 p.m. on Thursdays and Fridays. Friday night is my teaching night for my radio listeners. We also have deliverance services after each service on Thursday and Friday. All of our teaching programs are on our 4 YouTube channels. If you're interested in getting into the healing and deliverance ministry, I hope you are, and I hope you'd be willing to come and join us. Our ministry is expanding, and we don't have enough altar workers, and we don't have enough ministers to minister deliverance and healing. If you'd like to join us, we would appreciate it. Contact me at 602-636-5800. The Deliverance Training Channel on YouTube will give you your 18 sessions of deliverance training, preparing you to enter this ministry. May God richly bless you. Broken families are unbelievable in America. Check out these statistics. I've often taught on this radio program over the last 15 years, hell is coming to breakfast in America, and the devil's going to serve it up. And he's beating us, not with weapons of war. He's imploding us from the inside. And his favorite target, as you can imagine, is America's youth. Check this out. Today, a report came out from the CDC. Today, 57% of all children currently under the age of 18 will be morbidly obese or obese by the time they're 35. 57% of all the children in the United States will be obese or morbidly obese by the time they're 35 years old. Party on, dude. Check this out. Fewer than half of the children in the United States are living in a home with 2 married heterosexual parents in their first marriage. 46%. 54% of all children in the United States are either living in a home with homosexual parents or parents from a second marriage, a stepdad or stepmom. In the entire country, 54% of all children in America. In 1960, for example, the percent was 73%. 73% of all children lived in a heterosexual home with parents that were married for the first time. It's gone from 73% to 46%. That's unbelievable. It dropped to 61% in 1980, so you can see the thing starting to crash. That information was I found in a Pew Research study. Check this completely out. 41% as of 2016 of all children born in the United States are born outside of marriage. In 1960, it was 5%. 6% of all children currently are living with a step parent. 34% of all children in America today are living with an unmarried parent. In 1960, it was 9%. In 1980, it was 19%. Can you imagine it? I'm sure you can. Everybody lives in a neighborhood here in America, and with the exception of where I live out in Sun City with the old people. In any other neighborhood, every other house has a broken family, or more than that. And in the low-income areas of all major cities, the statistics accelerate dramatically. Here's a shocker. Oscar-winning actor Denzel Washington recently gave an interview, and I found his comments very interesting. It says, Denzel Washington, quote, stressed the importance of having a positive father figure in the home while speaking recently about the mass incarceration of black males. The Oscar-winning actor told a reporter for Griot during a special advanced screening in New York of his new film, Roman J. Israel, Esquire, that positive change in the black community, quote, starts in the home. If the father's not in the home, the boy will find a father in the streets, he said. Quote, I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and every one since. If the streets raise you, he said, then the judge becomes your mother and the prison becomes your home. According to the New York Daily News, Mr. Washington expanded on his answer when pressed by reporters. He said, quote, it starts with how you raise your children. If a young man doesn't have a father figure, he'll go find a father figure. You know, I can't blame the system, he said. It's unfortunate that we make such easy work for them. Well, you can clearly see what Satan is doing here. It's not just in black families, that's for sure. What he's doing is he's cracking the homes by removing the father. The father is the most important person in the home for discipline, for leadership, and for training. The children are more apt to look to their father for these benefits. With all the broken families all over the United States of America, you see now the results of it. The millennials, most of them are dead bang crazy. Their minds are fried with demons from constantly being on social media and video games all day. Mental illness is spreading rapidly among young people. They're glued to their handheld devices. They're isolating themselves. They're becoming antisocial. They're becoming individuals with no conscience who riot and destroy things now instead of allowing people to have free speech and express their opinions. The book of Proverbs hit it on the head and clearly illustrates how America is going to be destroyed. Proverbs chapter 1, quote, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. For they shall be an ornament of grace to your head and chains around your neck. Well, it doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar to read through this scripture. If there's no father in the home, there's no instruction to be received by the child. If the parents are divorced or the mother leaves, there's no law from the mother to be received by the children. If they're in the adoption system, most of those children pick up demons and develop emotional and mental problems. It's very common. They don't have a mother and father who loves them and cares for them. They don't have instruction from their parents. They don't have grace around their head. They don't have the chain of mercy around their neck. It's that simple. Proverbs 10, a wise son makes a glad father. A foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Well, you don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to see this one. If you remove the father from the home, the son becomes foolish and is the heaviness of his mother. It's easy to destroy a family the way Satan works. All he has to do is send the demons to the family, principally the spirit of rejection. The father leaves the family, or they were never married in the first place. They were only living together. The dad is gone. The son has to find a father on the streets. That father is usually somebody who's involved with crime or drugs. When children go to the streets, they're not looking for a father who has a math degree or who's a professor at a college or who's a doctor or a nurse. No, those people aren't out roaming the streets. The fathers they find on the street, criminals, crooks, gangsters. It's unbelievable the way the devil is peeling the families apart like somebody would peel a banana. Chapter 15 in Proverbs, a wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. The child in the home turns on the mother and breaks her heart. Why? Because he learned from watching the dad's behavior toward the mother to dishonor and disrespect women. Right now, all over the country, finally it happened. What's been there forever, chronic sexual harassment in the workplace, is now being brought forth all over the country. How does this happen? Men grow up in dysfunctional, broken families. They see men, fathers, dads, stepdads, dishonoring and disrespecting women. They then grow up seeing women as commodities, sexual objects, and objects of sexual orgasmic gratification. They have no respect for women, so when they get older in the workplace, they dominate. They then try to take advantage of women. Duh! The devil teaches children to dishonor their mothers by watching their fathers do it. Children learn through behavioral input. I've been a counselor for 35 years. You don't have to be a counselor for 35 years to understand how this works. This is one of those duh moments. No kidding. A child learns by observation. At the Arizona Deliverance Center, we have brought children every week to be prayed for. Just last night, a young girl got delivered from fear demons. She had serious social anxiety disorder. She was completely healed. If your child has spirits, anxiety disorders, phobias, fears, you can bring them to the Deliverance Center. We'll pray for them on Thursday nights. We'll pray for them on Friday nights. And God will deliver them. Time is running out on America as our families disintegrate. The devil's about ready to take over. Don't let it happen to you.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.